What's up, my dudes? It's your boy Oren, back on the road again, leaving Portland, or Oregon, I guess, the whole West Coast at this point, really. Gonna go out towards Illinois and see some friends out there, grab some things from the house before I head out east for and set out for the last time, truly. Very excited. It was really tough leaving Oregon. I met some really, really, really awesome people out there, and just a lot of people out in Oregon are really, really cool. I mean, wherever you go, there's some bad apples, but majority of people I met were very forward-thinking progressives. They were very cool, very cool, sociable people. I made a lot of really good memories out there that I'll never forget. Chasing hot springs and stuff like that, waterfalls, hiking in the woods and finding mushrooms and stuff like that. Cool ass place. Just, if you get a chance to visit Oregon, visit Oregon. Don't move to Oregon. It is a wonderful place to move to if you get a chance, but like, if you're gonna move there, buy some land out in the countryside, and build a homestead and get some property and put like a little tiny house on there or something like that. Tons and tons of beautiful lakes and rivers and wilderness that you could put a nice, beautiful little property on. Nothing too big or crazy, something modest. Be eco-friendly. I think the way moving forward in society, once we reestablish everything, is building like nice, small, sustainable housing for everybody to have our tax dollars go to paying for that and everything. Because it sucks that they built all those houses before, and then they just, instead of building new houses, which they still do, but like every new house is like over easily $100,000, $300,000. Like, I imagine $100,000 is the bare minimum for a fresh new, like from the ground up built property, as I say to like go build a property. But like, I'm talking if you're gonna buy one that's like built and then being contractually sold, those are like, so expensive. But if you're gonna like build your own thing, it actually would be like incredibly like super cheap, and then if you're gonna have like some friends, build some property on there too, you all can like take out a big sum or something like that, and all put together, like build out something really cool, something really awesome. But neither really here nor there. But yeah, if you're gonna move to Oregon, do something cool like that. That'd be really cool. There was a lot of homestead type things and places that I passed on like the back roads and stuff that I was like checking out to find some of the waterfalls and hot springs and stuff. You go on like the most abandoned dirt roads and stuff that like the people who live out there have to clear those roads because they're the only ones who use them, kind of thing. And there are, like, again with the waterfalls and stuff, there are some more turns coming up here. There are some more managed parks, so they have more well-established roads to get to them. But for the most part, they were like super dirt, rural, like just super cool roads to begin with. I'll say that. Like, I enjoyed every second driving down all of them. They were really awesome. Made me nervous sometimes because I would go out with like not as much gas as I realized I might have needed, which I have a bad habit of doing ever since I got on the road. Trying to get better about that. We'll see if that ever works out. Alright, got 2.2 miles. Okay, so I gotta watch out for another turn coming up here. But yeah, I'm excited to be on the road. I'm a little sad to leave my friends that I've made, my new friends that I've made, but I think that's the whole part of the journey, is, encountering new people and building all these kinds of new deep relationships with all kinds of different people and who have different experiences in life than I do, and, just cherishing those moments and, growing as a person with myself and with those people. It was a magical experience. So I'm excited and looking forward to making new friends and new experiences similar to that in the future. But yeah, I'm going out east. Gonna go stop in Illinois, check out my house, like I said, grab some things, say goodbye to my friends, and say goodbye to my cats one more time before heading out for the last time. I do have 2 cats out there. I wish I could take them, but they really are just homebodies. They were raised to be homebodies. We took them outside in the backyard to hang out with like some leashes and some stuff every now and then, and they liked it. But you could tell they're not the kind of cats who would like want to be outside like this 24/7 kind of deal. So yeah, I wouldn't want to put them through that. But so I'm gonna say goodbye to them for the last time and head out further east, all the way back to Massachusetts. That's where I was born, and that's where all my family lives. And all my childhood friends and high school friends and everybody else lives out there still. And I would love to see them and catch up. You know, they have all had such crazy, interesting lives and such progressions that I've seen from afar, but you know, never got to experience as up close as I would have wanted to. But I'm gonna go see them and check them out and say hi. You know, say hi. Hang out there for probably like a week or two. You know, really soaking in their faces and you know their voices and just those last moments that I'll have with them for a while. Because with the way the the way the world's going and stuff, you know, things are just getting hectic and crazy, and you know, I don't know how it'll be easy getting back into this country later on down the line when things have to eventually go through their reform, and what the rest of the world is going to be like too, because every other country is also revolting and overthrowing their government at the same time right now. So it's not like there's really a lot of places that are, you know, not experiencing the same kind of thing. Here's my thingy. I have the audio on that should be telling me the directions, but I guess because it's in video right now, maybe it's overriding the audio thing. And it's a tiny little box that I get, and it's facing this way. It won't even like face the way, like the orientation of the phone, so that I can see it and make it make sense. But I know it wants me to go that way, so we gonna go this way. And then hopefully it's a decent amount of miles before I have to look at it again. But let's see. 0 feet, 0.4 miles, and then of course I'm taking another turn, so that's like right up here. Okay. But yeah, I have my GPS right now set for avoid highways completely. So I'm traveling all the way across the country, taking just like back roads, country roads, and you know, yeah, just, I don't know, just non-traditional roads. It's easier to find camping spots and places to like pull over, hike or whatever, and you know, find some interesting places to shower. You know, plus you still get a good amount of like gas stations going this way and like resources, so I'm not really worried too much about being too far away from anything. It's just not taking the highway. Only added another 6 hours, I want to say, from getting from Oregon to Illinois. I'm sure when I add it from Illinois to Massachusetts, I'm gonna see what the difference is for highways and non-highways. Because I'm still going to take the back roads going that way too. And then, yeah. But if anybody's interested, I have this huge plan. I called it my 4-year plan, but after my 2 months I just spent in Oregon, I really don't know what my time frame is going to be like anymore. I just want to hang out with the people that I meet so much and explore some of these places. Some of these areas are just so fucking cool. Like Oregon, like I said, is just awesome. Wonderful place to explore and hang out if you're an outdoorsy person like myself. And I'm sure I'm gonna. And Montana, one of my other favorite places in the country. Beautiful state, wonderful place. New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, that whole like New England or Northeast area, Atlantic Northeast. Which sounds weird. I guess that's why they don't call it that, Atlantic Northeast, because they call that the Pacific Northwest. But that all kind of flows nicely. Pacific Northwest. That rolls off the tongue with each syllable. 29 miles to my next turn. You know what? Let me see what the time says. Oh, it still says 9:38, so I'm still on time for when it said I should be getting there. So I guess I didn't miss a turn. But we got 29 miles to not worry about the GPS too much. But yeah, this whole 4-year plan. The first year was going to be exploring all the states and stuff and checking everything out. But I've already been to a lot of states, and I've already seen a lot of the coolest things that are in those states, other than like things that like locals would have to tell you about. So I've seen, and then things like I've even done some deep research to find other really cool stuff too in a bunch of states. So like I've seen a lot of this country. It's beautiful, it's wonderful, it's vast. I love it. I've garnered a new appreciation for America. It's like top tier country for sure in terms of its natural raw beauty. It's a shame how much we kind of devastated the landscape, but for what it is still, it is a magnificent, immaculate country. 10 out of 10 recommend if anybody's from out of this country and is curious about coming here. I would wait just a little bit. We're going through some changes right now, so I would give it a little hot minute. But when things figure themselves out and go back to normal, you should 100% come here and check it out. It's beautiful. I wouldn't say to move here because there's a billion other countries right now that are just as prosperous, if not way more prosperous than we are, and that have invested truly heavily into their people. Lots of places throughout Asia are investing heavily into their people. Mexico's going through a lot of reform with their new president, and she's reforming and investing a lot into her people. A lot of places throughout the UK investing heavily into their people and seeing lots of massive changes, and for the better. By just simply taking everybody's hard-earned money and investing it back into them, giving them the resources that they need to thrive, grow, succeed, and I feel like I used all the acronyms I could use there to become the best country that it can be. So look into a lot of other countries, look into a lot of other alternatives. America is not number one right now in terms of where I would consider opportunities. There is still a lot of opportunities, but just even trying to get registered without having lots and lots of money here is very hard. And then if you're brown of any kind, it's just really hard. Take that with what you will. But I've explored most of this country and seen most of the things I want to see. The only states I haven't seen are Mississippi, Arkansas, Hawaii, and Alaska. And Hawaii and Alaska I'll be a little bit sad about, but they're really hard to get to anyway. They're damn near impossible without traveling overseas or traveling through a whole other country, which, is possible, but it's just a lot of the way. And then right now, currently, it is November. My dearest, my deepest wishes go out to everybody whose SNAP benefits and Social Security benefits are being lapsed right now, as it is the 3rd of November and the government is still shut down. So, sorry to everybody who's going through that tough time right now. That sucks, truly. But, sorry, I'm spaced out a little bit. I tend to lose train of thought. These are going to be completely unedited, so sorry if these are shitty videos. Whoever's into these, you're a weirdo, I love you. Hit me up, we should hang. That's right, going to Alaska. It's currently November, and Canada, I'm sure, is going to be, the northern parts of Canada are going to be experiencing heavy snowfall. Currently, I'm not retrofitted enough to do super cold climates where it's going to be below freezing quite yet. I'm working on getting a heater, and right now I have a heated blanket and this portable generator, very handy. Portable generator I try to keep charged. Right now it's charging. I got this cool battery converter thing for my truck. It's a real old vintage truck, and it's got like these two little old fat circular cardboard chargers, and the ones I had kept breaking, and so I bought this bad boy. Also, the battery pack I bought, somebody stole my other one. I had a different one called the Jackery, and that one had a cardboard charger thingy, but the one I bought recently, it has an outlet charger, or outlet cord plug, or whatever you call it. So it has to be plugged into a wall, which this thing does not have that. So I had to buy a converter that plugs into the car, and then it has on it 2 USB ports and one wall outlet type charger port thingy. So you can charge your laptop, and I can charge the battery pack. And so far, it's pretty cool. I like it. Battery pack is 81%. Been charging it currently for about 4-ish hours. 3-4 hours, maybe 5. I lose track of time out here when I'm staring at the road, listening to music and podcasts. I was listening to Papa Meat or Meat Cannon. I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly what his channel goes by, but I know he goes by Papa Meat. But I think he also goes by Meat Cannon because that might be the name of his channel. But I've been watching them. He has a podcast with what's his name? I like him too. Wendigoon. There you go. And them two together is fucking awesome. They're gold. I love those guys. Shout out to you dudes. Probably never see this video or know who I am ever, but shout out to you guys. Love with Papa Meat. Love that you started doing magic stuff. Super cool content. Hope we get to play a game one day. That'd be awesome. But as it stands, I'm currently just traveling around the country saying my final goodbyes, and I'm probably heading to South America after this, which led me back into the other thing. So I'm getting a heater eventually, like a propane powered heater. That I've seen a couple that are rated for like being indoors and in small rooms and in tents without like in enclosed spaces without causing like carbon monoxide buildup or buildup of harmful chemicals in the air and stuff like that. And they're about $120, so really not that expensive. And then you have to buy the propane and refill tiny little canisters. Those usually I know go for like a 4-pack for $12 or something like that. So also not very expensive. And that will keep the back of that warm for sure. But I've been dealing with a problem with condensation. I have some windows back there which I keep open, but I don't want to keep them open because they cause a breeze or a draft, which causes me to need the heat. And if, like when it's closed already, it's already like bearable and not super cold. It's like I'm a warm person and I have enough blankets that like I don't really need the heater or the heated blanket. They just help and go a longer way for, especially like I said, going into colder environments. And it's been snowing out here in Oregon lately, especially in some of the more remote places where I've been camping. So I've been wanting the heated blanket, and I hang out near rivers, and the rivers are like freezing temperatures, and they release a lot of cold. They make the air around them just cold. So shout out to Red Bull. I mean, well, fuck Red Bull, but shout out to everybody who likes Red Bull. This is my new favorite one right now. I've been obsessed with this one, the Chiruba Elderflower. But yeah. So I don't really want to go up to Canada. It's November, just to visit Alaska, because again, it's in fucking November. I'm sure it's cold as shit up there right now. And I'm no stranger to cold, but if I'm going to be exploring, I want to explore some warm places for now. I lived in Massachusetts and Illinois, 2 cold-ass places. I'm right now traveling throughout Oregon in November. It's not cold here, super cold, but like, I can tell it's getting there. I can still walk around barefoot. Shout out to my barefoot goons. But I want to go somewhere warm. So that's what I'm gonna do. Traveling south after, I go east to visit my family up north. And I'm gonna try and visit my family down south. I'm gonna visit my family down south. I haven't seen them in probably close to like 10, 12 years. And my grandma is my last living grandparent on my dad's side. Both my grandparents on my mom's side passed away years ago, and my grandpa actually just passed away on my dad's side a couple weeks ago. Shout out to Papa Johnson. I love you and I miss you. He was a great grandpa. grandpa. Wonderful man whenever he was around. I hear he doesn't have a clean history. He's not the greatest man in terms of, things he's done, but he's a good enough man in terms of his character. So, I miss him and I love him. But my grandma is still alive, and she's battling with dementia right now, which is so great. Three of my grandparents have had cancer of some kind. My mom has had cancer. She actually just got diagnosed with cancer recently also. We just got that news last week that she has breast cancer. We think she's caught it early on, and hopefully they can get it removed. She had thyroid cancer a couple years ago, and they got that removed, and she's been perfect ever since in terms of her cancer. But the surgery was botched, and the surgeon messed up her neck, and she's had like just pain in her neck area ever since the surgery, like more than the thyroid cancer was causing. But I mean, it's better than leaving the cancer there to spread and create other issues. So, it's the lesser of two evils kind of situation. But now she has cancer again, and this time it's in her breast. And it's a small lump, and they just had a biopsy, and it was confirmed to be cancer. So she's going in to go see what she has to do about that. But she's a really optimistic person, so she booked herself a cruise for 2027 because she knows that's going to probably take a year or two to go through some things and figure some things out, but she thinks it's not going to take longer than that to recover fully, and she's optimistic and strong and hopeful that she'll be able to go out and travel again, because she's a big travel enthusiast also. She's traveled almost all over the world, pretty much everywhere but Asia and Antarctica and Africa. But she's traveled all over Europe, Canada, and South America. She's seen in so many places. She's probably why I'm such a big travel body and such a big explorer. But she has cancer, and but my mom has had cancer. My dad so far is clean and hasn't had any issues that we're aware of. But my mom's had cancer twice. Both of her parents have had cancer and dementia, and my mom has memory issues, but she's so far doing really well with that in that regard also. But she's had memory issues, and her brain goes places sometimes, but she's doing well in terms of that frontier, like I said. Still, she still goes out and travels by herself across the world, so she's doing well. But and then my grandma, the one who's still alive, she's battling dementia currently. So three core pillars of my genetics: cancer and dementia. And so I'm excited for that. It's fun to look forward to. Super excited as I smoke cigarettes and all kinds of other stuff. But I eat healthy, and I drink lots and lots of water, along with drinking Red Bull and stuff. I pulled my phone. There we go. But yeah, I gotta go visit her before it's too late. I would love to. I didn't get to see my grandpa Charlie before it was too late. I did get to see my grandparents on my mom's side before it was too late. But I miss my grandpa Charlie, and I don't want to miss my grandma because I do love her dearly. I loved all my grandparents. They were all wonderful, at least to me in my experience in life. They were all very wonderful. So I want to see her before it's too late, and I really should see the rest of my family down in Georgia and Atlanta. I haven't seen them in, like I said, over a decade probably now at this point. I'm 29. I haven't seen them in a long, long time. And I'm sure they've gotten long since past missing me, and maybe they still think about me here and there. Whenever, maybe I come by as a fleeting mention. But I hope they still think about me. I want to try and see them and visit them before I go down there. And patch things up. I didn't get to say goodbye to a lot of people when I left the last reunion, which left a lot of people feeling a little hurt. I felt hurt that I hurt them, which, and I did want to say goodbye. The timing wasn't right. And I was like, well, I got to hit the roads, and I got to drive all the way back into Massachusetts, and I just had to leave. And I couldn't find them, and I just didn't. I texted them and called people, but they really were heartbroken that I left it like that. They wanted to say goodbye in person, so I want to make it up to them, and I want to go down there and seek them out and say hi, and catch up a little bit. So I'll probably be in the States for another at least month or two, as I make my way east and then make my way south from there, and then travel along the Gulf of fucking Mexico. The Gulf of Mexico. Gulf of Mexico, thank you. Not America, the Gulf of fucking Mexico. All you weirdos. I don't know why they bothered changing that. That's such a weird thing to change. Gulf of Mexico. All the way until I get to the border, and then traveling down through there and exploring like all the temples, like the Mayan temples, Yucatan temples, and all just like the ancient civilization areas. Those probably aren't even the right civilizations I named that live in those areas or reside there, but you knew what I meant. I want to check out the ancient civilizations and stuff. That seems really cool. And there's just a lot of really beautiful coastal tropical areas that I just want to get lost and enamored in. I'm gonna pick my nose a little bit, sorry. It's only natural, but pulled on the gas a little bit, knocked my phone over. But yeah, that's my plan. Was for the first year was to travel around America, but I got like 3 months into it and was like, damn, I've seen most of the country already, and I already feel confident in myself and my capabilities and my ability to survive and thrive and operate on my own, and sustain myself well, to just travel and go around the world. And there's really not much left in America I want to see except for the people I know here. So I'm going to just go see them, and I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off and just go for it and hit the road. Yeah. So, yeah. I think year one is going to be shrunk to half of the year was going to be spent here traveling America, and then the second half of the year I'm probably going to make my way around South America, around Mexico, not South America, but around Mexico, basically Central America, traveling around there. And then I saw there's like specific ports where you can like drive your vehicle onto a ferry or like a small boat and pay. It's pretty decent payment. It's like a couple $100, but it's a couple $100 rather than a couple thousand. But you can drive your car onto a couple ferries off the border or the coast of Central America and go down on the west side. I know it's Buenaventura, is that how you pronounce that area, which is a major port. And on the east side, I forget what the name of the port is, but there's another port over there where you can, get over to. I think it's Cuba, no, Cancun, and you can check that, which sounds cool. People always talked about Cancun in the movies, at least in like the 90s and early 2000s. Like people talked about Cancun all the time. Like, oh, where are you going for vacation? Going to Cancun. That used to be like the thing. Or like, is it Tahiti? Tahiti or Cancun? I want to say it's like the Tijuana or Cancun. I want to say are like the number like two places I hear about when people say they're going to like Central America. So yeah, I think you take a ferry from Central America down to, like I said, Cancun, and then down from there that connects to the major ports and major roads for travel and shipping and stuff like that. And then I'm just lost in the sauce after that, just traveling around. I hope to make it to like Brazil, see like the big Jesus statue or whatever, and just check out, just check out everything. I just want to see everything, explore new cultures. My God, is Spanish food so fucking good here in the West Coast. Yo, shut it the fuck down. Shut it the fuck down. Spanish food is so fucking good. And Hawaiian food? Awesome. Never had Hawaiian food before. There's a lot of Hawaiian places out here. But Spanish food, so authentic and so good. They're like all the true like border hoppers are over here, and they know how to make Spanish food, baby boy. Oh my God, it's so fucking good. This is one place I ate at like every day for the 2 months I was there, damn near. Called, I'm gonna probably link it in the description, but I want to say it's called El Porvenir Family Restaurant. I'm probably butchering it. And they are located, I want to say, in like southeast Portland. Family-owned place, small little thing. You can sit down and eat. Amazing horchata, and they have $1 tacos. They have 4 options for $1, and they have $2 $1.50 options, but there's no tax in Portland, so it's truly $1. And if you're paying cash, it's that price. If you're paying with card, there's $1 for like using like a dollar fee for using the device machine or whatever, or a card. But if you're paying with cash, the price is what the price is. And they say it's $1 taco, it's $1 fucking taco, and they're like about this big, little tacos, but they're so good, and you get like fucking 10 of them shits for like $10. 10 tacos for $10 is lit. It's just so good. And then they throw in so much other stuff in the taco. They're like not just meat. It's like they throw in veggies like onions, cilantro, fucking radish, and other things. Oh, they're so good. Amazing. 10 out of 10 recommend. And there's just so many other good places. Lots of great Asian places out there in general. I say Asian because there's lots of different like Thai, Korean, Japanese, Chinese. There's lots of different types of food out there. Like, my God, in Portland alone, and like that area, the PDX, I think is what they refer to it, where it's like Gresham, Portland, the surrounding area, Beaverton, etc. There's like, I think literally a third of every business out there has to be like food. Maybe even half of every like business you see is like literally some kind of restaurant or food. Like everywhere you go, or dispensary. I'd say a third. A third is dispensaries, a third is food. I'd say like 15% is business, and the other 15% is miscellaneous. It's just whatever. It's just random shit. But I'd say majority of Portland in that PDX area is food primarily, followed immediately by dispensaries. You can get weed anywhere, everywhere, for dirt cheap, bro. Oh my God. I bought at least $300, $400 worth of supplies before hitting the road for about $120. Because like, it's $120, which sounds like a lot, but it was so, I got, I think like 24 different edibles for like $60-$80, and then I got like a whole ounce, and I got like I think 8 quarters, and I got I think 4 different quarters of different types of indica, so I don't get tired of the same strain. Maybe I'll mix and match, turn into a Mondo blunt later on with the roaches or whatever. But I got a bunch of different shit. That ounce or of like the different quarters collectively was like another $40, and then I got a tincture, 1,000 milligram tincture for I think it was $25, and something else for like a pack of wraps for like $5. All and no tax. Again, no tax. Amazing. That price is just that price, or it's factored into the price at least. So like what you see is on the price tag is what you're actually paying. There's no like you get to the register and they're like, oh, it's $4 more expensive than you thought it was going to be for some reason. You know, in Illinois and in Massachusetts, there's like 30% tax on marijuana, close to damn near. And so like you look at an eighth, and the eighths out there are like already $35-$40 for at like the low, which is crazy unless you're finding it on a discount, which is so absurd. Like the standard price is like $35-$45. So crazy. And with that, fucking the tax brings it up to like $60 for like an eighth. It's wild. Unless you can find it on discount on the website for $20-ish, which you can find sometimes, maybe even like $15 if they're like a mega sale, holiday weekend or whatever kind of thing. You can find it for like $15 for an eighth, and then when you get to the pay, it's still like $21. Like, you know, like that's because it's like damn near 30%. So yeah, like $5, it's $20 still for an eighth, even if you're like, and if you're paying $20, it's $8, it's $28 still. It's absurd. And then God forbid you want to add anything else to your order. That's just for the 1/8. You add anything else, you're immediately looking at over $100, like almost $100 to over $100 for anything. So when I saw that, like when I was leaving, or not when I was getting ready to leave, I was like, oh, I got a stockpile, and I gotta give my friends out in Illinois some love, because Massachusetts is getting better about their prices, but Illinois, fucked. we have to go out to like fucking Indiana and goddamn Wisconsin to get good price, Michigan to get good prices on marijuana. It's fucking absurd. Which is fun for like a nice drive. You want to go out, you want to enjoy a drive, maybe smoke when you pick up the weed near a lake or a river or something like that, you know? It's nice, it's a fun time. But like, if you don't want to have to drive that far to pick up weed, it sucks. Where's it going with that? I don't really remember. But, yeah. Condensing my plan down to about 6 months in Central America, because I think it's going to take me 6 months traveling around Central America, like Mexico to the Panama Canal, that region, because you still can't really cross through that forest over there, which, God, it sucks that they are trying to build a road through it, but I'm like, no, it's some of the most untouched land on Earth at this point, some of the last few vestiges of nature, and it's home to thousands of different species of insects and plants and fauna and creatures of all kinds and shapes and sizes, and it'd be a damn shame if we built a road through there and obstruct. Even there's civilizations that live in there still, like people who like have not bothered to go out into society and they just live in these deep, dense woods, and they just live there. Like, and we're gonna build a road through that. I think it's wonderful connecting all the countries, but like at the expense of destroying the nature and the beauty of the environment, I don't think it's worth it. So it sucks. So I'm going down as far as like the Panama area and checking that out and exploring all of that. That's gonna take me at least a couple months, and then the year's over. We'll see how long. You know, I'm planning on, like I said, taking a ferry from either side to South America and just getting lost in the sauce down there for probably a year, maybe a year and a half, maybe two. And this 4-year plan, by the way, it's contingent on the person that I have that I'm renting my house to own to. Right now, I have a contract with them for 4 years. As they're paying off the house, and then after that 4 years is up, which is how I'm going to kind of supply myself and finance myself throughout this time, getting little payments from that and making those stretch as much as I can, which thank goodness I'm going to South America where my money is really going to stretch. If I went to Canada, my money would be a little bit less, and I'd have to worry about really getting a job or getting some other kind of finance resources out there. But going to South America, my money will stretch a lot more out there, and I can get car services on my Tacoma a lot easier out there. It'll be a lot better. So I'm excited for that. But I'll probably get lost in the sauce of South America, checking that. Like, it's enormous. I want to even try and see about going all the way down and kind of following this interesting path that, shout out to another YouTube channel. I always mix up their names. It makes me laugh. My ex got me into them, and I always called them Nick and Clara. And I think it's Nick and Cara. Yeah, is it Nick and Cara? Cara and Nick? I forgot what I used to call them. I used to call them like Nick and Cara or something like that. I think I'm probably butchering it right now still. I can't remember their names. I haven't watched them in a little while. But there are travelers who show people how to travel for super low budget, and, you know, really make it work traveling on the road and stuff. They're big adventurers. They've been all over the world at this point. They have the Daily Drop is their company. Go check it out. They have a newsletter where they keep you updated on how to travel, hot tips, hot places, cool hot spots, just all kinds of things. And then if you subscribe to them, you can get discounts on flight tickets and travel to all kinds of different places and countries and stuff. Super cool people, wonderful, wonderful people. Go check them out, give them some love. But I want to say they traveled from the tippy bottom of South America and took like a day trip, or maybe it was a weekend trip or something like that. It was a couple of days probably. I don't know how long it took, but they took a boat from the very bottom of South America, as far as they can go, all the way to Antarctica, and checked out Antarctica. So they got to check out that as one of the continents. And I've always wanted to see all 7 continents. I think that's a really cool thing to aspire to try and check out and do. I'm a big explorer and adventurer, so I think that's something that I think excites the hell out of me, is checking out every part of this world and what it has to offer. And even though Antarctica is an uninhabitable place by humans, I still want to go check it out and still see it and say I've saw it, and maybe even do like the cold plunge. I did a couple cold plunges for the first time in Oregon because there was some fucking freezing cold waters, and I even sat there and soaked for like 15 seconds, and god damn, that sucked. But there was like a hot spring right next to it, so I was able to warm up immediately afterwards and just melt into that bitch. But yeah, do one of those and check out Antarctica and say I've actually been to Antarctica. Not many people in the world can say they've been to Antarctica, so I really want to check that out and be one of them. And to do that, I gotta go all the way through South America. So, I'm gonna do that and see what that life is like. And be super excited to check out true, authentic. I mean, like not true, authentic is like what I had in Oregon, like I said, and throughout California, and even some parts of Washington. Like I've had true, authentic Spanish food, but going to like the country that food comes from. Oh, here comes my turn. Oh, it's a stop sign. Thank God. Going to the country, the origin of where that food comes from, I imagine will hit so much differently, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Where's my battery pack at? 89%. Nice. And once I get down there, I was looking at my other options, and I think I'll probably have to abandon my truck. I'll probably sell it in South America. It's got really, really low mileage. I bought this at 60,000 miles, I want to say, to Toyota Tacoma, which I hear are some of the longest lasting trucks in the market. And I bought it really low mileage. The guy who owned it bought it for his wife who had passed away, and she was like a home wife, like a housewife, and she only ever used it to go to the grocery store and maybe take the kids to the park and go home. So it had really low mileage, and she had no wear and tear because she was a really cautious, careful driver, and they had a garage, so it had no rust. This is an immaculately well kept in condition truck, and it'll probably fetch a fair price selling it in South America. I really want to say I've been able to take it across the world, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. I can save up. I'm selling the house for $65,000, and I'm sure over the months, as I save money from those payments and try to find resources and other jobs in the countries I'm going to and areas I'm going to, to make my ends meet. I want to say, I'm going to dry throw here. I want to say I could probably afford to keep my truck somewhere and park it somewhere really, and hide it somewhere maybe, or pay somebody to house it for me in South America while I travel other places. But I don't even know when I'd be back to South America after I left at that point. But I want to see about taking a charter or something to Australia, or if I'm on the west coast of South America, going to where is it? Is it Africa? No, that sounds dumb. I can't remember right now, actually. That's very far down the line right now, so I'm not thinking that. Well, I am thinking that far in advance, but it's all written down somewhere. I don't have that locked in my brain at the moment, what I'll be doing a year from now entirely. But my plan, I guess I didn't say I have a 4-year plan. Most of that is written down somewhere. But yeah, I was planning on checking out South America, I guess, for a year. Traveling from there to Australia or Africa or Asia, one of the places. I can't remember which one it is right now. of those three, but I think I'm mostly leaning most towards Australia because that'd be really fucking cool. Australians seem like really cool people. Beautiful country. I really want to go to New Zealand to check out all the film sites from The Hobbit, or not The Hobbit, fucking Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, wild. All the film, I guess I would want to see those too, but the film sites from Lord of the Rings, more or less. I think those would be really fucking awesome to go see. And yeah, I really want to check that out. And probably spend even probably a year between going around Australia in the backcountry and then traveling around New Zealand and really soaking it in there. I think I really want to maybe even buy property in New Zealand and land, not property, but build land or buy land and build over there. They have really cool laws about building and buying land out there, and they welcome it. It's expensive, and it's one of the higher expensive tax brackets in the world if you're buying property. But if you're buying land, it's really inexpensive, and building property afterwards is really inexpensive. And keeping up with that and taxes on that are really also inexpensive when you're building it yourself, because it adds to the value of the country. You're adding value, not taking value, or reallocating value, which I think is really cool. A lot of other countries think that way too. I mean, but I'm probably gonna try and build some hobbit holes in the back countries where you places you have to walk to for miles. You can't drive out there unless you have some serious heavy duty ATV type shit maybe. And even then, I plan on walking over badland areas where you really have to be able to get out there. I might even think about getting a boat. There's this guy I've been following on Instagram. It might be on YouTube and a couple of the platforms called Sailing with Phoenix. And it breaks my heart. He's getting rid of his boat. But I think he's getting another boat. But this boat he's had, and it was his first boat. He moved into it. He'd been sailing around the world with that thing for a while, and he's letting it go of it, and he's giving it away to somebody who really wants it and wants to follow suit with that lifestyle and take care of Phoenix, the name of the boat. And I thought about actually sending him a video and being like, hey, I'm about this life, and I really want a boat to travel around the world, and I have this truck, and I need somewhere to stash that. But once I get around I don't have to keep buying new vehicles in different countries or continents once I get to the next place. And instead of doing that, I'd rather have a boat and just travel around. I was thinking about it, and I'm thinking about it deeply. But that's so much more expensive to keep up with. And sure, I'm getting about $65,000 from this house sale deal, but I'm spending that money as I'm getting it, keeping up with the truck, and I'm putting a bunch of it towards savings, and I'm getting work on the road, making money other ways, door dashing, doing odd jobs, playing music places, to get by and stuff. But I am relying and confidently relying on that money to come through to really supplant me and be the bulk of the backbone of this trip and journey. But it's $65,000, and he already said it's 15 to put into the boat to make it ocean worthy. Right now it sails and it's good, but to travel from here to Africa or some shit, it needs some work. So, which I don't have on hand right now, and I'd be able to pay for it down the line, but I just right now it just doesn't seem feasible. But it seems so cool. It's such an awesome lifestyle, man. I'm so jealous of that guy to an extent, because I'm already living the dream right now, but living the dream on a boat, dude, that sounds so fucking hype, dude. It sounds so cool. I love it. And it looked really beautiful too. You can probably tell looking out my window this whole time that it's been pretty flatlands and just hills in the distance. It's beautiful out here. I think I'm traveling through. I haven't seen any state signs yet, but I imagine I'm at least in Utah by now. to get a little hungry, so I might pull over. I got some food in the back. Probably eat that real quick. I picked up some pad thai last night at this Hawaiian place. Super bomb. It was like some super spiced minced pork with jasmine rice, kimchi, and this like potato mac and cheese salad stuff. Mac salad, I think that's what they call it. And 184 miles an hour. I got some good time. And yeah, it was fucking bomb. But I knew I was gonna need some food for the road, so I ate what I needed to like satisfy my stomach for the night. It's good to try and ration and portion yourself out. You know, especially coming as an American who lived a very consumerist lifestyle for a long time, and especially growing up in like Boston, there's really not much to do in some of the places I've lived but eat food and go to different restaurants. Oregon, thank God, for as much as food as they had in different places you can go to, as many cool places you can eat at, there was just as many, if not cool, places you can go explore outside. So it never felt like the only thing I had to do. And there was tons of music, art galleries. Portland is covered in street art everywhere, so like you can just walk around town for free, and get a whole art show for like an hour or two, and you'd still probably not see all the art, you know, because it's just everywhere. But Boston, there's some art, not a lot, but there's mostly just music, live shows that you have to pay for. It's not free. It's live shows and food. That's really it. I don't think there was anything else I cared to do in Boston at all. Everything else you had to drive out for. Canopy Lake, Six Flags, fucking Water Country, goddamn Good Times, fucking all that shit was not in Boston. You know, you had to go out of town for that. Only thing in Boston was like Apple's Pizza, fucking stashes, like, you know, Flames. Like, there really wasn't that much else going on over there. Shout out if you know any of the fucking things I just said or listed. But yeah, it was fucking bomb. Hawaiian food. Yeah, I've been eating a lot of that out there too, along with, because the tacos, they're good for like lunch, but like you know, I eat like twice a day, you know. But well, that's what I was saying with the consumerist lifestyle. All I did was eat for a long time, hanging out with friends, doing anything. You just go out, you eat places. Even on dates, you go out, you eat places. When you go out to do anything, you're just expected to go out and eat. And so like, and then when you go out and hit the road and you're out in the wilderness or remote places, sure you realize how much more expensive food is, you know, and not only to buy, but to storage. Like keeping it cool and fresh and being able to cook it on the road, you know, at any given time requires all these different supplies that are perishable, that, you know, you go through all these things and you have to keep buying them. I started finding that it was like a lot easier and cheaper for me to like eat out most of the time than stock up. I do have ways to keep like probably 3 days worth of food if I needed to, you know, here in the truck. But for the most part, I don't really try to. And the point of what I was saying a second ago was I'm trying to minimize how much. It's kind of like a diet almost, but it's more of a mind trick, because I'm not like minimizing how much I eat per se. I'm just stretching it out over time so that it doesn't feel like I have to eat a lot, go a while without eating, and then the next time I have to eat, I feel starving. I'm like portioning it out, eating a decent amount here, not a lot, enough to be satisfied, but you know, not feel full, and then I'll snack maybe throughout the next time for a little bit, and then until I get like genuinely like until I feel a hunger, then I'll eat probably the other half of the first thing I ate was eating earlier, you know, or eat I guess PB&J or something like that. Oh shit, I forgot to get that at the Safeway I was at earlier. I'll have to get that at the next place I find. Let's get some PB&J stuff. That shit goes a hell of a long way when you're on the road, bro. PB&J's all day, baby. Eat like 4 of them shits on the road. That's like my snack in the middle of the day between like meals. But yeah, and then but I eat like probably 2 solid like full meals a day, and I snack a lot throughout the rest of the time, lightly, and that like kind of keeps me full without, it keeps me energized enough to do things without making me feel like, I need to eat or I'm hungry all the time or anything like that. Like it makes going without food for a while more bearable if I need to. Like I said, sometimes I just don't have a good. Let's see, can I pull off? Yeah, right here. Yeah, I can pull off right here. All right, go pull off right here real quick. Like I said, I'm gonna get that food out the back and get lunch. Whew. There we go. Battery pack's at 93. Hell yeah. All right. Whoa. Got me this nice bento box. Ooh, I have this edible a friend gave me the other day, and I am definitely bringing that up front with me. Ooh, you know what? Bring some peanut butter up too. Alright, peanut butter. I got a chocolate edible brownie and leftover dinner from the Thai place last night. I always like to sit on my feet, so that's what I was doing if you're curious. Oops. Let's see. Yes, knife for peanut butter, and I don't have an extra fork up here, but oh wait, yeah, glove compartment fork. Wipe that off. It's actually like just an exposed fork. It's probably all dusty and shit. But yeah, kind of can see here. So, see, it's minced pork with veggies, kimchi, which is like mixed in. There's a fried egg and some rice. I already ate the other two sides because those were delicious. And I think it's healthy to see people eat on camera. No, I'm not a robot. God, my stomach is like begging for this. My mouth is salivating right now. Some food hits so differently and so much better cold. Yeah. Where does anybody want to see me go? If anybody watches these videos, I'd love to know. Like some really cool places that I probably wouldn't have heard of, or just places in general that you're excited to see, or want me to videotape or record while I'm out there. Especially in the like more recent upcoming time, going through like Central and South America, and like some cool places that you want me to check out. Maybe your home country or cool places you'd want to visit if you were down here. Where places you've been if you have any cool recommendations. Most of the cool places I check out are recommendations from other people. So it'd be nice to see some cool suggestions. This fucking egg. Delicious. If you watch my other video, I think I was saying this the other day. But I love rice and random proteins with random vegetables. It's my favorite dish. I love it. Can't wait to go to Asia because they make rice with everything. So in South America, they put rice with everything. And beans. Oh. Well, black beans, pinto beans, red beans, kidney beans, all of that. I'm very excited. And those would be like the cheapest meals too. This shit's filling as fuck and delicious. I wasn't sure what to expect with the minced pork, but it's actually really, like, digestible. It's really good consistency. Really good. Really go all together. Hawaiian food. I'll try to link the places that I go to for food, so you guys can try them if you're ever in towns that I visit. I think this one was called, it was like K-A space Hui H-U-I, and I want to say it's like a bar and grill kind of place. They do karaoke in there. Pretty cool. Bartender has a lovely voice. Lucky if you get the chance to hear it. Mmm. Whew. Refreshed and ready to go, baby. Let's do this. Just a little quick one. Hell yeah. Vast openness as far as the eye can see. I love it. Thumbnail. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to open one of those gummies, the edible gummies. They're mostly for a friend of mine. I never really cared for edibles. They never really affected me as much as they affect other people, but oh, I'm just in the mood for gummy candy, really. I really want some. If anybody's wondering, I think I just hit 20 20 millimeters. Oh shit, this video's hitting an hour long. Well, I guess it's weird to end it while I'm eating, but I'm gonna end it here, y'all. Catch you in the next one. Like I said, put some stuff in the comments about places to visit in Central and South America. And any interesting idea, like routes around traveling the world, if anybody has any interesting ideas, tips, tricks, whatever. I'm all interested in, and I'm all open in all ears. So cool. Alright, catch you guys later. Love y'all. Stay safe.